Today we're going to be trying to settle the age-old argument of which type of media is better, cartridge media or disc media. Now, of course, this argument has been settled by a lot of people on the internet, and I'm not like smart. I'm just kind of talking about it just because I wanted to make a video about something that wasn't, Minecraft. So I think the most obvious thing we need to get out of the way is storage capacity. That's basically the main comparison you're going to have between these two types of media. For the sake of consistency, we're going for a late 90s era. I'm really just comparing a CD against a N64 cartridge. Pretty much all of the Nintendo 64 cartridges held, coincidentally, I guess, 64 megabytes of data. That might not have been a coincidence. Maybe they did that on purpose. I have no idea. 64 megabytes. Compared to today's games that are like 90 gigabytes, I would say for the time period, that's kind of pathetic compared to most CDs holding about 700 megabytes of data, so you can already tell who's winning. But there are some other things that might make cartridges seem a little bit better than CDs. One of the main advantages that cartridges have over really any type of disc is durability, because this thing is cased in some pretty sturdy plastic. That is intentional, because that board in there is fragile and you don't want that to break. And if I drop this cartridge from like normal height, it's probably going to be fine. If I drop this from normal height, it may not break, but it's going to be at risk of scratching, and depending on what kind of surface you're dropping it on, you really don't want that. You don't want to scratch your disc. And just by normal use, these things scratch a lot. And then there's just one other thing that cartridges have that's better: loading times. I'm going to do a quick example here. I'm going to put this cartridge in its proper console, turn it on, and see how long it takes for the game to boot up. And I will do the same with this computer here, running Windows 10. It still has a disk drive, actually. It's a laptop. I just have it hooked up to the monitor. And I'm going to be testing how long it takes for this copy of Microsoft Combat Flight Simulator, and see how long it takes to boot up compared to the cartridge. Alright. did it go? I think I'm having some issues here. It is not loading. Okay, so I did actually have some problems running that disk, but I think we all get the point. That took a little bit of time to get everything set up. Now, that's not exactly like accurate for, you know, every disk-based type of game. Or just because one disk took a certain amount of time doesn't mean another one is, because, like, I don't know, there's just difference. How does this compare to cartridges? That is raw, uncut. So, judging by the results, you might be led to believe that cartridges are actually better than CDs. I mean, I know you're not, because it's not true. I would say CDs are definitely better than N64 cartridges, just because of storage space, you know, and durability isn't really a problem if you know what you're doing and you're careful, and you have a case like this. It's really, durability really isn't as much of a problem as you might think. Can you damage cartridges easily? Yes. Can you damage discs easily? Yes. So just be careful with your stuff. That's just an idea I had. Not really a new topic to go off of by any means. But it was fun to make and fun to talk about. So, I hope you liked this video nobody asked for. And I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.